We look at the stars and imagine them looking back. But we almost always imagine them thinking like us. Our science fiction is full of aliens with forehead ridges, humanoid hands, and motivations we can recognize: love, conquest, curiosity. But what if the real Copernican revolution of first contact isn't that they exist, but that their universe is fundamentally, irreducibly different from ours? Today, we're going to do something genuinely hard. We're going to try to imagine not just an alien biology, but an alien understanding of the universe itself. And then we'll ask the uncomfortable follow-up. If they're a billion years more advanced, will they have any problem understanding us? The answer might reshape what you think advanced even means. To see an alien's universe, we first have to break the tyranny of our own senses. The biologist Jakob van Uexküll coined a beautiful word for this: the Umwelt, the subjective sensory world of an organism. A tick's Umwelt is a ladder of three sensations: the smell of butyric acid, the warmth of a mammal's skin, and the texture of hair. That's it. That's its whole reality. What's an alien's Umwelt? Let's start with something real. Here on Earth, sea turtles and migratory birds have magnetoreception. They can feel the planet's magnetic field as a tangible sense. Now, imagine a sapient species on a world with a ferociously dynamic magnetic field. For them, the concept of a magnetic field isn't an abstract equation discovered by a genius like James Clerk Maxwell. It's a primary sensation, as direct and obvious as the color blue is to you. When they look up, they don't see constellations of light. They see the galaxy's magnetic topography, vast arcs and vortices painted across the sky. A black hole, for them, might not be an invisible gravitational pit. It's the ultimate magnetic whirlpool, a tangible emptiness in their sensory sky. Their astronomy begins not with a telescope, but with an organ we don't have a name for. Or consider a planet blanketed in a thick, soupy atmosphere where vision is useless. Evolution hands them echolocation, like Earth's bats and dolphins, but taken to the level of abstract thought. Their entire concept of space is built from sound. Distance is not meters. It is time until echo. An object's identity isn't its shape in light, but its unique resonant frequency, its song. Their mathematicians don't begin with geometry and sight-based axioms. They found their physics on harmonics and resonance. A star, to them, isn't a point of light. Helioseismology, the study of pressure waves rippling through the sun, would be their naked eye observation. They would hear the sun as a colossal humming bell before they ever knew it could be seen. When they finally build a radio telescope, it would be a device to translate a silent alien sense, ours, into sound. If you could add one new sense to your human experience, like magnetoreception or true echolocation, which one would you choose to change how you see the world? But the sensory window is just the beginning. The deeper revolution is cognitive architecture, the grammar of thought itself.
We have a powerful bias, object permanence, a clear boundary between self and other, and linear causality. But Earth already hints at other paths. Consider the Physarum polycephalum slime mold. It's a single cell with no brain, yet it can solve mazes and design efficient transport networks rivaling human engineers. Its intelligence is distributed, emergent. Now scale that up to a planet-spanning mycelial consciousness, a thinking network without a central self. Their understanding of the universe wouldn't be a single, elegant theory of everything, held in one mind. It would be a negotiated equilibrium, a consensus drifting across trillions of nodes. Their scientific revolution isn't a hero's eureka, but a slow, systemic shift, like an ecosystem adapting to a new climate. Our love for a single, monocausal equation would seem to them like a child insisting a forest is just one tree. And then there's time. You and I are trapped in the tick-tock, a flowing river of moments. But physicists have long toyed with the block universe, the idea that past, present, and future all exist simultaneously as a static, four-dimensional block. For us, that's a counterintuitive deduction from general relativity. But what if an alien mind simply perceived it that way? What if their native cognition was atemporal? For such a being, the Big Bang and the heat death of the universe are not a distant beginning and end. They are the boundary conditions of a crystal they have always perceived whole. Cause and effect, our most basic mental tool, would be a bizarre, superstitious human concept, a flatworm's explanation for a cosmos that simply is. Neuroscientist Stanislas Dehaene has shown that even our human number sense is built on specific brain circuits. An alien with a suffusive, shape-based intuition for topology might do what we need, pages of symbolic algebra for a single perceptual flash. Their mathematics would be a gallery of carvings in higher dimensions, not a text. If you could perceive your life as a static block, seeing your past, present, and future all at once, would you look at the whole thing, or would you try to stay blind to the future? The environment is the nursery. Our cosmos has a tempo and a spectrum. Take a sapient species in the subsurface ocean of Europa or Enceladus. For them, the universe is a cozy, hot, chemical-rich pocket under an infinite, unreachable white ceiling. The very concept of an outside is a radical philosophical heresy. Their first cosmology is a geology of hydrothermal vents. Discovering the ice shell is their Copernican moment. And breaking through it? That's their shock. Imagine the first mind in that ocean to see the void, a blackness salted with frozen, unblinking light. Their physics would be entirely acoustic and fluid dynamic. Particle physics would emerge from the ionization around the vents. The standard model of particle physics, to them, might look like a footnote to the grand fluid dynamic turbulence of the cosmos. Now, a species under a quiet, stable red dwarf star that will live for trillions of years has deep time as its birthright. Their astronomical records span geological eons. To them, the universe is fundamentally slow, stable, reliable. But a species around a brilliant, short-lived blue giant star lives under a ticking clock of just a few million years. Theirs is a desperate, violent cosmology, a fixation on supernovae and stellar death, and their spacefaring imperative is one of pure, non-negotiable survival. The universe they understand is the universe they fear. Finally, the cultural lens. Human science emerged partly from a monotheistic heritage that assumed a rational law-giving creator, the notion that the universe is a solvable puzzle with a single answer. An alien culture might lack that assumption entirely. Their science could be a purely phenomenological craft, a set of empirical rules for navigating different domains, with no drive to unify them. A theory of everything? A quaint, monomaniacal human obsession. Or imagine a telepathic or deeply empathic species. Their method of confirming reality isn't a replicable, cold experiment. It's a collective, ritualized, mental state. A theory is true if a trained mind can guide another to reconstruct the exact same inner vision. A consensus reality, verified through shared qualia. For them, the Large Hadron Collider would be a chamber of shared meditation, and a scientific paper, a transmissible mental model. Their astronomy might be indistinguishable from theology, a direct communion with the deep, slow rhythm they perceive as the universe's own thinking mind. So, this is the alien. This is their universe. Now, on to the next question. If these beings are 1,000,000 years more advanced, won't they have no problem understanding us? Correct? It's a comforting thought. A Type 3 civilization should be able to solve any puzzle, including us. And in one sense, that's absolutely right. If advanced means technologically superior, planet-sized supercomputers, nanoscale brain scanners, a completed physics of consciousness, they would decode us in seconds. An alien von Neumann probe could dismantle a human brain atom by atom, upload its connectome into a Matryoshka brain, and simulate a perfect copy of your mind that speaks fluent alienese. Our entire science, from Aristotle to quantum field theory, would be a closed book, a level 1 sentient attractor state, simulated and understood in its entirety. They would map us perfectly, the way a climatologist maps a hurricane without feeling the wind. But here's the twist. Think of the atemporal alien we imagined. To advance, they optimized their cognition to perceive the block universe directly. They removed the bug of linear time. Now they meet us. Our frantic, step-by-step logic, our poetry about fleeting moments, our terror of death, they can model it. But can they feel it? Can a mind that lives in a timeless now ever grasp the aching beauty of a sunset that is slipping away?
This is the philosopher Thomas Nagel's famous question from 1974. What is it like to be a bat? We can know every neuron in a bat's echolocation cortex, but we will never know what it feels like. Now apply that to us. We have mapped every one of the 302 neurons of the C. elegans worm. We can simulate it perfectly, but we have no idea what it's like to be a worm sensing a chemical gradient. The gulf is not one of processing power. It is one of ontology. A hyper-advanced alien might have a complete functional map of our consciousness, yet be utterly blind to the first-person experience of what it means to be human. Their advancement didn't make them a better version of us. It made them a true alien whose existence is orthogonal to our own. They understand the map, but the territory is forever closed. Now, the counterpoint. A truly old, galaxy-spanning civilization might not be a single mind, but a diverse culture that has encountered thousands of consciousnesses. They might have a library of babble of minds. They'd classify us immediately. TIPE-17b, object permanence fetishists with linear temporality and emergent self-models. They'd pull a standard empathy module off the shelf and run a human mind as a subroutine. They could pause it, dissect love into a causal graph, and know us better than we know ourselves. But would even that count? The philosopher David Chalmers drew a line between the easy problems of consciousness, explaining behavior, memory, learning, and the hard problem. Why does all that processing feel like something from the inside? A Type 5 civilization might solve every easy problem. The hard problem might remain permanently locked. The subroutine that runs human.ecc in their vast mind is still an alien looking at an output. The simulation of red is not red. If an alien intelligence could perfectly simulate your consciousness, but never truly feel your emotions, would you consider that a version of you, or just a sophisticated empty shell? So, will advanced aliens understand us? They will model us, predict us, and translate us with godlike precision. But if understanding means sharing our fundamental reality, crossing the gap from third-person data to first-person qualia, then we might be the aliens. The tragedy of true advancement might be an absolute loneliness of perspective. The more you perfect your own path to truth, the more you irrevocably leave behind the visceral, time-bound, beautiful confusion of being human. And maybe that's the point. The cosmos isn't a puzzle to be solved, but a conversation between minds that can never fully translate each other. And that unbridgeable gap, that's what makes the reaching worthwhile. If the universe is a conversation between minds that can never fully translate each other, what is the one thing about being human that you think is most worth saying to the rest of the cosmos? Thank you for watching. If you appreciate this kind of content, please like and subscribe. See you on the next one.